Hello everybody, welcome back to Woja Mojo. I'm going to do what I call a little carnivore quiche. It's got no crust, and I'm making this one so easy that we can do it on a stove top. So, you're going to need yourself a pan. I don't know what the hell the type of pan they call this, if it's just a frying pan or whatever. But anyway, two tablespoons of butter. We'll put that on, let that soften. We'll let that just melt, actually. Okay, you're gonna need some eggs. I'm going with 9 eggs because 9 is an even number. I'm going with some bacon that I pre-fried on a cookie sheet in the oven, so it laid all nice and flat. I did that at about a temperature of 250 degrees until it was the right texture I wanted. I didn't want it totally fried and burned because I'm re-cooking. It's going in other things. You're going to need some, I have 2 different types of cheeses. I have a Parmesan cheese, shredded, and I have a shredded cheddar cheese. Now you can go with a Mexican cheese mix. You can go with some mozzarella, some Massaggio, some feta. You can do up your cheeses. But I have about 1.5 cups of cheese here. I have some heavy cream, boy, it's not as heavy as it looks though. I have some iodized salt. I use iodized salt because the iodine is very good for your body. All right, and I have some black pepper. Yeah, it's preferable to go with white pepper, but pepper is the only thing that's going to be in this that is not carnivore. You always want to look at the ingredients on the products you buy, the cheeses and stuff like that, to try to make sure they're not vegetable oil and soybean, soy oil or other crap in there. You're going to need a mixing bowl, a spatula, and something to mix with. I'm making this simple. I'm making this for you. So here we go. I'm going to crack up 9 eggs. This cracks me up. Now, obviously, as before and everything else, I'm not really a professional egg crackerer, but I just try not to get shells in there. No, didn't do that one too well, but no shells so far. That's 3, 4. You're going to see how quick this is. This is a very easy little thing. Please like and subscribe if you like this type of thing. The cool thing about changing up the cheeses is you can change up the flavors, and you can really kind of make your carnivore or keto lifestyle not so boring. And it tastes delicious, and this is such an easy little fun thing to do. 4, 5, 6, 7. If I had larger eggs, I'd probably go with 8, maybe 7. Well, here we go. Oh, not a single shell in there. I am surprised. Alrighty. I'm not that surprised. I've done this a few times before. Sorry about me having to lean here, but I'm working in a cramped space right now, and I'm trying to make this video work. I haven't cut one in a while. A video, that is. So we're going to take that. We're going to put in a ton of cream. Now watch the measurement. This is very specific. Okay, you got that? I'm going to put in, actually I'm going to mix up the eggs now, and I'm just using a fork, making sure all those yolks are broken and mixed in, just like you would with anything else. You could use a blender. I'm just trying to make this, which I have these things. I'm just trying to make this in a simple way, as if you were doing it at home. I know you can't see me blending this stuff right now, but basically all blended in. I don't know if you can see that. Woo! Probably not. Anywho, it's just blended up nice and perfectly. I'll give that fork a rinse because we're going to reuse that the second I do something here, and it's not going to be a big deal. All right. I'm going to put in a little bit of black pepper. Normally you wouldn't put pepper in until the end of cooking something because pepper tends to lose its flavor if you cook it out, but we're cooking this at a fairly low heat, so it's not going to do that, and it's just a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of salt in, even though we have a decent amount of bacon. The cheeses will eat up that salt flavor a little bit. Checking on the butter. The butter's all melted. I'm shutting that burner off. Alrighty. So now that I have that in there, I'm gonna dump my cheeses in this bowl. This is so easy. Now, if you're doing a vegan thing, right, or you have a cheat day, you can dice up an onion. Don't pre-cook it. Just dice up an onion, or half an onion. Chop it. It doesn't have to be diced up. Actually, leave little pieces in there for texture or whatever. Sprinkle it in there. Mix it in. It will cook. It'll be soft, and it'll still have that little bit of. It just makes it delicious. Trust me. So, anywho, we have the cheeses, the salt and pepper in there. I'm just gonna mix this a little bit more. Get that mixed in, and it just becomes like kind of a thick bunch of eggs with shredded cheese in there, some cream. But you don't have to put that much cheese in there to do this. You could put probably a cup and a half. I probably went a little over, but don't worry, it's going to turn out just delish. All right, now we take that pan with the melted butter in it, swirled it around so it's a nice coat, and this is the trick, right? You want to pour this into the pan. And why do I use this spatula? Because I don't like to waste food. That's the only reason. If you don't care, go for it. Viola. Oh, I just lost some lighting. All right, well, let's hope this works. So anyway, going along with keeping the show rolling, I'm going to take this bacon that I made. Now, you can use kielbasa too, or ham. You just want to make sure that you have something that isn't made out of soy sauce. And what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of laying this on top. I'm going to be poking it down. I'm just laying it on top like you would pepperoni on a pizza. And the only reason I'm doing that is so that I can make sure that I have a good even dispersal. How much bacon is this? As much as you want to put on there. Bacon's great for you. And then what I do is I poke them down, submerge them, right? Into this egg concoction. This is until they kind of disappear. And then once they do that, I put more bacon on. Hell yeah, baby. Bacon it up. Don't worry, this bacon doesn't come out in big strips when you bite into it. It just cuts right through. And I cut it with a plastic spatula out of here when it's done. And that's it. It doesn't stop or stagnate any point of your process of enjoying this delicious food. Now the bacon will tend to float to the top a little bit. Thus the two layers, it helps hold the other one down in there. But it doesn't matter where the hell it floats to it because they're eating this kind of like a pizza or a slice of pie. You can pick it up, you can cut it and just put it on a plate. And you can eat it hot or cold. So if you make this the night before and you want to take this to work, just put it in the fridge, cut it up into pieces, pie pieces, put it in a container, put it in the fridge. You have it for work tomorrow, take it, and you can eat it, and it's delicious. It's delicious. It's not something that's necessarily meant to be eaten hot. So, here's the big trick. This is how we do this. You need a lid, all right? I should have mentioned the lid too. You're going to put that lid right on there. Okay? Perfect as that. All it is I don't know if you can see that flat concoction, but I'm going to get you a better picture in a second. And I'm going to put this on the small burner. And I'm going to put the small burner, actually, I'm sorry, I'm going to put it on the larger burner, but I'm going to put the larger burner on its lowest setting, all right? If you have electric, you can even go lower. But it's on its lowest setting here, it's centered. And I will move this pan around on that burner a little bit as it's cooking, and then I'm going to shut the big burner off and move it to the small burner. I have a gas stove. Gas is a little less controllable than electric. So I just want to cook this at the lowest heat possible until it's done. And it's going to take probably about 30 minutes, okay? So I'm not going to film the entire process, but I'll just show you. I'll bring the camera around in a second here. Gonna do a little pause, so my mixing will be awesome. So here we are with our egg concoction right there in that lovely mix. As you can see, it's just the bacon is pushed down in there. You can see the shreds of the cheese. Don't worry about that. It's just going to slow cook. I'll show you the burner. I have it on the lowest level of the burner, of the setting. But again, because this is a gas stove, you can do this on a gas stove, but electric's always the best. I tend to choose gas for certain things, for certain reasons, but they're not always like, you choose one. Some people have both mixed electric top and gas. I don't. So this is me. So I'm cooking this at the lowest setting, and then I'm going to move it back, and I'll just show you, to this back burner, right, which is even smaller. And I'm going to put it down at just about the lowest setting on that, and put it over that one, and just let it sit for the last probably 10 minutes. This is about a 30-minute cooking process. So you want that lid on tight. It's got a little vent hole, which is perfect. It's going to let the steam out, and that's just going to cook. So get it all even on that burner, okay? And there you have that, folks. Now I am moving this around on the burner a little bit just to evenly cook it, because again, an electric burner is going to be almost as wide as the bottom of the pan, but when you have the gas set on low, it tends to center the gas. So, but again, anybody can do this at home, real easy, and this is such an easy thing. It just takes a little bit of time cooking it. The prep time, as you saw, it was very fast. I'm just moving that around. As you can see, once that top starts looking dry and solid, it's pretty much cooked all the way through and ready to eat, But you have to do this with the lid on. You cannot do it with the lid off. You don't have to sit here and move it as much as I'm doing it. I'm just kind of doing this to show you. You can move it every probably 3 minutes or so if you're cooking on gas. But if you're on electric, you don't have to move it at all. You don't have to even switch burners like I'm going to. So just keep it on a very low setting. I'm just trying to catch the edges so it's as even as possible, that's all. And then I will pause here. All right, I moved it to the lowest setting on the small burner. And by the way, even if you have gas, this is like a cheap frying pan. It's a Tefal frying pan. It works totally fine as long as you're not using metal on it and scratching off anything. It lasts a long time, and it's fairly cheap. It's probably what is very common. I see it in most households. But if you have a nice thick bottom frying pan, or your cookware's got a nice thick bottom to it, which this does not have, then you don't have to move this around at all. That metal will evenly disperse. You could do this in a cast iron as long as you have a lid. But anyway, nice thick bottom pan, and that's a higher quality pan, something you're going to spend like probably $50 on. then that would do a lot more even cooking. You wouldn't have to shuffle this around. Now it's on the small burner. It's on the almost the lowest setting, and that is it's just going to stay at that until this is done cooking. All right, folks. Can you see the way that looks? You're going to have a little bit of moisture on the top from not just the steam, but from the butter and any bacon grease that's in there, or whatever type of meat. And that is totally fine. So it's off the burner. The edges are crisp but puffed up a little bit. This is it. It's done. I'm going to let it cool for probably about 5 minutes. And then I'll cut it. It'll still be plenty hot, and then I'll cut it and we'll see how it comes out. All right. Alrighty, folks, back in action here. I let it cool, not even 5 minutes, because I put it on the counter here and let it cool off. So this is what you see. This is what you got, right? See how some of that bacon floated to the top? Not a big deal, all right? So, I use a plastic spatula because I have nonstick. I don't care how expensive your nonstick is. If you, I've got cephalitis on nonstick or some other nonstick. Don't sweat it. You would be a fool to use metal on it because it will damage it, all right? So, all nonstick. I'm going to cut this. See how it cuts right through the bacon? I'm going to cut a piece of pizza slice style right out of it, right? Right out of it, right there. And if you had the little if you went vegan with it, then you would have, whatever onion, or if you put a little bit of spinach or something in there. But you see how that comes out? See it in the pan? See the edges? I've used to eat and make quiche Lorraine, etc., etc. All right? So this is it. All right? So let's see how good it tastes, okay? We're going to do the ultimate taste test here. And that's where, just quickly washing up my wares here. Camera girl, beautiful camera girl. Camera girl. Hong. Yes, sir. Come. Shishi. All right. It's not fair if I'm the one tasting this, all right? So I brought somebody all the way from the north of China who's not used to this type of cuisine. Okay. Okay, you try. There's a camera. Hi.
Hello.
Okay, try. Tell me, yep. Might be hot.
No hot.
Not hot?
Yummy. Very good.
There we go.
Very, very yummy. Good. Thank you, madam.
Yonshi.
Very, very good.
Oh,
I like. Hot. Oh, no hot. Oh.
Okay. That's to die for. Now that's good. You will like it. Mix up the cheeses. Mix up the meat. Just pay attention to what are in those ingredients as well, okay? So, God bless you all. Thank you very much for joining. Remember to like and subscribe. Woja Mojo. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. God bless.
Okay.
Shoot it.